Once upon a time, a young boy named Segun lived in Igbaja village, located in the western region of Nigeria. Born into a family that was struggling with poverty, Segun and his sister Sade faced the harsh realities of life from a tender age. They grew up in an environment where every day was challenging. Their father, Mr. Makanjola, was a palm wine tapper, and their mother, Mrs. Makanjola, was a fruit seller in the village markets. Their parents instilled in them the values of honesty, hard work, and hope for a brighter future. They helped their parents with chores, fetching water from the stream and selling fruits at the market. Despite the difficulties, they never gave up on their desire to continue their education, which is a gateway to a better future. Every morning, Segun and Sade walked miles to the village school, determined to excel in their studies. Their dedication did not go unnoticed. Segun, with his bright eyes and inquisitive mind, was a star student. His teachers, like Mr. Johnson, recognized his potential and encouraged him to dream big. But life was not without its temptations and distractions. Segun's friend, Olaide, often suggested easier, dishonest ways to achieve success. Olaide tempted him on many occasions to join in stealing, but Segun remained steadfast. He remembered the words of his parents, who taught him that true success comes from integrity and hard work. This internal conflict was a constant battle, but Segun's resolve never wavered. Disaster struck when Mr. Makanjola fell seriously ill. The family did everything they could, but the lack of proper medical care and resources took its toll. Mr. Makanjola succumbed to the cold hands of death. His passing left a big void. Mrs. Makanjola, now a widow, had to bear the burden of providing for the family alone. Segun and Sade were heartbroken, but determined to honor their father's memory by persevering. With the support of their community and neighbors like Mrs. Ewawume, Segun and Sade managed to stay in school. They juggled their studies with many jobs, working late into the night. Their mother's unwavering strength and their shared dream of a better future kept them going. Mr. Johnson continued to be a source of encouragement and guidance. He most times gave them private coaching, ensuring they stayed focused on their dreams. Despite the challenges, Segun's hard work paid off. He graduated at the top of his class, earning accolades and the admiration of his peers. His outstanding performance caught the attention of Mr. Damien, a recruiter from a multinational company. This was the break Segun needed, a chance to change his family's destiny. With the job offer in hand, Segun's life began to transform. He moved to the city, entering the professional world with determination and humility. His first day at the multinational company was a mix of excitement and nervousness. But Segun's hard work and integrity quickly earned in respect. Back home, Mrs. Makanjola and Shade celebrated this new chapter with hope and gratitude. Their family's circumstances improved significantly. They moved into a better home and enjoyed the comforts they had only dreamed of. Segun never forgot his roots. He continued to support his family and invested in his community. He became a mentor, inspiring young children in his village to pursue education and to believe in their dreams. Segun's journey from poverty to prosperity was a testament to the power of resilience and hope. He returned to his village often, sharing his story and giving back to those who supported him. Visiting his father's grave, Segun reflected on the journey, grateful for the values and strength instilled in him by his parents. His story became a source of hope, showing that with hard work, integrity, and the support of loved ones, anything is possible. And so, Segun's journey reminds us all that with determination, integrity, and the support of loved ones, we can overcome any obstacle. His story is a beacon of hope for those who believe in the power of dreams and the strength of the human spirit. Thank you for listening. Let me know what to think of this story in the comment section. Please do like and share this video and subscribe to this channel to see more folk tales.